WWE Survivor Series War Games this Saturday night. The PLE Extravaganza, another Survivor Series, will be in the books. This one centers around the family feud between the Bloodline. On one side, the OG Bloodline. On the other side, the Rogue Bloodline. So much story going into this PLE. A lot of moving parts, a lot of progression. A lot of mysteries surrounding whether or not the OG Bloodline can even coexist. Not so much can they coexist with one another, because there is that, but also can they coexist with the fifth man that decided to join them, CM Punk, aligned with the wise man Paul Heyman, who is also making his return. On the other side, they have the Rogue Bloodline, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Jacob Fatu, and of course Solo Sikoa. They have aligned with Bronson Reed. So there's a lot to talk about. There is only, as of this video, there is only 5 matches that are official for this PLE. Don't know if they're going to add anything else going into Friday's SmackDown. If they do have a new match, I'll try to remember to put into the community tab who I feel is going to come out victorious in that. But we're going to go into our predictions for this event. We're going to start off with the United States Championship match between LA Knight against Shinsuke Nakamura. Knight defended his U.S. Championship successfully against Berto, and that was when Nakamura made an attack and returned to the WWE. So with Nakamura coming back, a more darker version of his character, you've got to wonder if this was something that they decided to shift and kind of pivot from what they were originally going to go with, which in my opinion would have been something involving AJ Styles. But because of AJ Styles' injury, they're now pivoting with Shinsuke Nakamura. No idea why they're not including Andrade or Carmelo Hayes in this. I thought that they did a good job by showcasing those two in the Best of 7 series, and both coming really close to beating LA Knight in the triple threat match that they had at Bad Blood. So I thought we were going to see some kind of a version of that again, maybe a singles match or something involving them, but it looks like we're going to go with the singles match with Shinsuke. Now, Shinsuke coming back, I mean, he could easily drop the pin here. He could easily lose the match and go back into obscurity. I think there's some money there by continuing this in some form or another. So I don't know how they end this match. I would assume that they're going to do some kind of a fuck finish where Shinsuke Nakamura uses some kind of a tactic, whether he blinds him with the mist or something that goes on, and then the match gets disqualification or thrown out or whatever. My thought is that they're going to try to push this into Saturday night's main event and beyond, just to kind of keep LA Knight busy with the United States Championship, considering that he just won it at SummerSlam. So my prediction is LA Knight wins, or you see some kind of a disqualification or no contest involved there with Shinsuke Nakamura. Keep your eyes on Shinsuke Nakamura with the mist. I think that's going to play a factor into this match. That's just my thoughts. So we've got, for the Intercontinental Championship, a triple threat match. That is going to be Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser challenging for the Intercontinental Championship against the champion, Braun Breaker. This match has been building. It's been kind of setting things up. They've been costing each other matches. They've been getting tangled up with one another for a while. We've seen Braun Breaker against Sheamus. We've seen Braun Breaker against Ludwig Kaiser. We've seen Sheamus against Ludwig Kaiser. So we've seen iterations of this type of a matchup going on for a while in the WWE. It was only a matter of time before you put 3 men in the same ring at the same time. My opinion, I don't think they're done with Braun Breaker's championship reign here. I don't think that I think it's a foregone conclusion. We're going to see Braun Breaker win this match. How he wins is going to be interesting. I don't know if Sheamus and Ludwig are going to kill each other, and then Braun Breaker is going to pick up the bones, pick up the pieces, and get the victory. But my prediction is a very easy prediction. I can see it a mile away, and I'm sure you all can see it a mile away. We are going to see Braun Breaker retain here and move on to another program. So my prediction here is Braun Breaker. For the women's War Games cage match, Rhea Ripley teams with Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Io Sky. I'm going to assume they add Bayley to this. It seems to be all but made official. Bayley's going to be involved in that. On the other side, you've got Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Candice LeRae. While the men's War Games focuses primarily on one storyline, the women's War Games match is a convergence of many plots here. Ripley and Morgan have had a long, hard, personal feud over the Women's World Championship. Sky joined the mix after earning a title shot against Morgan. Women's Tag Team Champions Belair and Cargill were recently set their sights on Nia Jax, bringing them along with Jax's lackeys into the fold, only for Cargill to be sidelined with an injury. Now, Naomi's also had an ongoing feud with Jax and made for a convenient participant as well. With Cargill out, Bayley stepped in, which makes it a lot more confusing because of Bayley's problems with Io Sky. So there is some tension on the face side of this match. This match to me screams traditional Survivor Series match. They really don't need a cage, but I understand why they implemented the cage, and I understand why they're going forward with the Women's War Games. And if they had to do it, this is, I guess, as best as they can do, given the injuries and other things that are probably keeping a lot of the women out of this match. Naomi is looking very guilty lately. I don't know if you've been paying attention. She is not looking happy. It's like, I don't know, she knows something. And what that something may be, I don't know. But my guess would be she probably knows who attacked Jade Cargill. And it's probably Bayley. I mean, that's my guess here. I'm just throwing that out there as a part of my predictions to predict where this is going to be headed. They don't know what to do with Bayley as a face right now. They are spinning their wheels with her. She gets lost in the shuffle after she has a championship reign, and then she loses, and then she tries to challenge again, and she just gets lost in the shuffle. The best Bayley that we can do right now is a heel Bayley, conniving Bayley. Let's bring her back. Let's get the band back together. Bayley, let's have her be involved in this. Then you get Bayley and maybe a heel Naomi against Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. What obviously is outside of my conspiracy theory. Let me take my tinfoil hat off for a second. What is obviously afoot here is it's probably got something new to do with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, or Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton, and then upon the return of Jade Cargill, you can see where things lined up for the tag team championships. I don't know how long Jade's going to be out. I don't know if Bianca's going to have to forfeit or the tag team championships, or if she's going to try to find a replacement partner. That should be interesting. Keep your eyes on that as well. As far as this War Games match goes, I think it's pretty clear that because of the tension and the uncoordinated chemistry that lies between the face tag team side on this War Games match, that the heel side is going to be victorious here. I predict Liv Morgan, Raquel, Nia Jax, Candice LeRae, Tiffany Stratton get the win here. Keep your eyes on Tiffany Stratton. She should probably be looking to do some kind of a crazy moonsault off the cage or something like that. And Io Sky as well. She went meme famous by doing a crossbody off the cage with a trash can on her. So look for that as well. It should be an exciting match. I'm going to go with the Liv Morgan team. For the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther goes against Damian Priest. I like how they've kind of done the inverse here. It started with their Priest's first reign as champion going into SummerSlam. It was Gunther testing the confidence of Damian Priest, right? So Damian Priest was going into this match very shaky because he wasn't sure what was going on with the Judgment Day at the time. This was Finn Balor turning on him, so there was a lot of chemistry issues going on with his group, and he wasn't sure if he could really hold the burden of being a world champion, and Gunther was getting all in his head, using these tactics to drop the confidence of Damian Priest. So now the tables have turned, and have they turned, with Gunther now feeling less confident after losing to Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel, giving Damian Priest an opportunity to get in the head and play mind games with Gunther. Gunther is off his game. Is this going to be the start of a more cerebral, a more dangerous Gunther? I hope so. He needs a fresh change. He needs a fresh coat of paint. He needs a change in character here. I think he needs to step it up and become more dangerous. I think it'll play in nicely with him going against some legends going into 2025. I see John Cena. I see Goldberg. I see, these legends from the WWE's past, maybe even Undertaker coming out and trying to best Gunther in his rise to championship legendary status. And so I feel that Gunther has a good opportunity to switch up his character by beating Damian Priest and being and snapping a little bit. I like to harken back to Bob Backlund when he snapped in the WWE and he started hitting everybody with the cross-face chicken wing and just kind of lost his mind. I can see something like that happening with Gunther. I would be more interested in like a Mad King type of a persona, like what we saw from William Regal before he was unceremoniously dropped from contention in the WWE and then let go or suspended or something. He had some kind of a issue there at this one point. But if you go back and you watch when William Regal was becoming Lord William Regal in the WWE, he was King Regal. He was sitting on his throne. And I remember him doing an interview where he talked about watching a lot of villains and paying attention to a lot of mannerisms and facial expressions. That was one of my favorite iterations of the William Regal character, and we only got a glimpse of what that was like. He could have been a world champion and then some with that gimmick, and we only got to see, like I said, we only got to see it for like a cup of coffee. So I would love for Gunther to take reins of that and see what he can do with it. I think it would be exciting stuff, and I think it would be a good change of pace because a dangerous, not a cocky. We've seen cocky, we've seen focused, we've seen cerebral, but a dangerous Gunther that's losing it, that's snapping, I think would be a fascinating change for Gunther going into 2025. So I hope to see it. As far as this match goes, my money's on Gunther. Dangerous fashion, maybe a cross-face chicken wing. He should use it. Nobody else uses that. Use the cross-face chicken wing, Gunther. I think it would be awesome. Finally, War Games. Roman Reigns, the Usos, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk against Rogue Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Bronson Reed. This has been building for a long time. We have been seeing the story progress in the civil war between the Bloodline for months now, and it all was leading up to a 4v4. That was where I thought it was going. That's where I felt like it was going. A couple of other videos I started to notice that they were kind of going into 5v5 territory, and I would assume that they were going to bring Cody Rhodes into the situation, Kevin Owens on the opposite side, and then I took Kevin Owens out for a while and put The Rock in. I did a lot of mishmash. I was trying to catch up with what was going on and what they were giving me. I had no idea that they would be presenting Bronson Reed in this scenario, and then teasing as a red herring Seth Rollins, only for them to insert CM Punk into the fold. Very fascinating how they're doing it, but I think it's nice to thread all of these different superstars into this program because now you've got fresh matchups, fresh ideas, and a whole lot of main events at their disposal that they can just keep in their pocket for later. I think it's awesome. I think it's really exciting stuff, and they made it work. They've threaded it together perfectly. CM Punk returning and aligning with Paul Heyman is a very interesting thing here. It's interesting because I don't know if Roman Reigns is interested in that. I don't know if he was expecting that. So that plays a role in maybe where Paul Heyman's allegiance is going to lie going into this new storyline or this new chapter going forward. I mean, this is an interesting turn of events. I feel like, just as I was saying with the face women in the War Games match, you are going to see chemistry issues with this iteration of the OG Bloodline with CM Punk on the outskirts there. I think what you're going to see ultimately, though, is Roman Reigns score the victory here. I think it's going to set up Roman Reigns against Solo Sikoa nicely. I do expect Seth Rollins to get involved. I think he's going to try to get involved with Bronson Reed. He's going to accidentally hit CM Punk, and I think that's going to cause some issues between CM Punk and Seth Rollins as well. So look for them to kind of set that up, because that was what they were initially going with last year before CM Punk got hurt at the Royal Rumble. We were in line to see CM Punk against Seth Rollins. That got put on hold. Then Drew McIntyre got inserted into that program, and that became the feud of the year. In my opinion, the feud of the year in professional wrestling all across the board. It was nothing better than CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, and now they get a chance to go back and do what they were about to do with Seth Rollins and CM Punk, but they add new layers and add a little bit of a twist. And I think the twist starts at Survivor Series War Games. Seth Rollins is going to go out, try and interfere and get involved with Bronson Reed, and he's going to end up messing with CM Punk. I think it's going to be interesting stuff. And then I infamously, or I don't know how infamously, because I don't know how many people have watched, stated that Solo Sikoa was going to eventually toss the Ulafalo to The Rock because he didn't want to pass it to Roman Reigns, and that is what's going to lead to the Roman Reigns-Rock match going into WrestleMania. So I don't know when that's going to happen. I thought it was going to happen at Survivor Series. I'm more inclined to believe that it's probably going to happen at a Saturday night's main event, or maybe the first Raw going into Netflix. But fret not, friends. Fret not, old heads. The Rock will be involved in the Survivor Series at some point, whether or not he comes out and does the 1, 2, 3 thumb across the neck like he did at Bad Blood or not. I do expect him to be involved at some point in this match. So there you have it. That is the Survivor Series lineup. Not a whole lot of matchups, but I'm sure they're going to give a lot of these matches ample time and proper time to breathe. Right? So this is going to be interesting. I don't know if they're going to add a 6th match to the show. If they do, I definitely will keep you informed on the community thread. It should be an exciting show. War Games, the match beyond. I would look at Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens to be involved in some kind of a program for this event as well, too. So keep your eyes on that. But what do you guys think? What do you guys predictions for Survivor Series? Where do you feel like this is going? You guys let me know in the comments. Thumbs up on the way out. It keeps the algorithm going for the old head here. And, here in my rocking chair at the old folks' home, you got to do something to keep me entertained, man. So pass this on to as many people as you possibly can. And let me know what you guys think. As always, stay tuned for more.